Welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike.
I am Rainbow.
And we're back with part 2, day 2 of the story of Rikki-tikki-tavi, the brave mongoose. The story, of course, taken from the famous Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. Rikki-tikki-tavi is a mongoose, and as you remember from yesterday, he is a world-class snake fighter. He's already taken out Karate, which is a dangerous type of snake, and of course there's Nag and Nagaina, the two cobras who plan to kill Rikki-tikki's human family so that Rikki-tikki, the dangerous mongoose, will go away and leave the snakes alone. Have you ever had to face a snake in the wild like that?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
What happened?
So I was on a hike in the mountains
Is this in Taiwan?
Somewhere in Taiwan.
Okay.
And it was nearing nighttime. So we were walking. You know when it's a hike, it's so quiet. You can hear everything.
Okay.
The leaves, the twigs, the branches. All of a sudden, you could hear the sound of the snake coming through. And we thought the snake, there were two people, me and another person. We thought the snake might have been following us, so we stayed really still. And we were sure that if we stayed out of the snake's path, it wouldn't come to us. So we just waited and waited until maybe for around 20 minutes, we stayed super still until the snake eventually felt safe enough and then just left the path.
Wow.
So the lesson was, one of our friends told us, it will never attack you unless it feels threatened or it feels that you've come into his home. So we just sat there and we tried to tell the snake in our mind, it is safe and we respect your home. And then the snake left.
There you go. Good tip. Of course, snakes will not usually attack people unless they feel cornered or in danger themselves. As Rainbow said, if you let the snake have a way to get out of there, the snake will probably choose to go away and not take you on, so you won't have to be like Rikki-tikki-tavi, a brave mongoose snake fighter. All right, let's get back to our story and see what happens next.
Luckily, Chuchundra, a muskrat, overheard their evil plan and told Rikki-tikki, who raced to search the house. There he found Nag in the bathroom. The snake was waiting to strike. But with a swift attack, Rikki-tikki sank his teeth into Nag's flesh. As the snake tried to throw Rikki-tikki off, the human father arrived in the bathroom and shot the snake with his gun. The next day, Nagaina was looking for revenge. She approached the bungalow and was ready to bite poor Teddy, but the brave mongoose arrived just in time. As he chased her off, Rikki-tikki realized that Teddy would never be safe unless he killed Nagaina. So he bit down on her tail and held on tightly as she fled into a hole.
All right, we're coming back to the next part of our story, Rikki-tikki-tavi part 2. Let's see what's going to happen to the snakes and to the family.
Now, of course, we last left them. Nag and Nagaina, the cobras, were planning to kill the humans that Rikki-tikki is living with. They hope Rikki-tikki, the mongoose, will then leave the area and the snakes can continue to eat little baby birds. Luckily, though, as we get back into the story today, luckily, Chuchundra, a muskrat, overheard their evil plan and told Rikki-tikki, who raced to search the house. So as Nag and Nagaina, the two cobras, were making their evil plan, Chuchundra, a muskrat, which is another type of animal, overheard or listened in secretly as they were making the plan, and then Chuchundra told Rikki-tikki. I guess this kind of makes sense. A muskrat is sort of like a mongoose, but it's probably closer to animals we might know as gophers or groundhogs or something like that. These are other animals that live in the ground. They dig holes in the ground, but they're not famous for being tough snake hunters.
They're not famous for being fast.
They're not famous for being much except cute and kind of chubby, and they kind of waddle when they walk, which is very nice. But anyways, clearly Chuchundra was a good guy because Chuchundra told Rikki-tikki about the danger. So there's Rikki-tikki. He runs to the house expecting to find the snakes biting everyone in the family. And that's kind of what he finds. There, in the house, he found Nog. Where was Nog and what was Nog doing?
There, he found Nog in the bathroom. Oh, no. The snake was waiting to strike.
Oh, no.
But with a swift attack, Rikki-tikki sank his teeth into Nog's flesh.
Wow, he bit the snake and stopped him from attacking the people.
And he did so swiftly or in a swift way. So swift we think of is kind of similar to the other word flash. It's very fast, very efficient, very sudden, very effective. Just one strike and made the goal. The woman delivered a swift kick to the man's leg. Whoosh.
Yeah, very fast, very quick, and very surprising as well.
In the flesh.
This happened, of course, when the snake was trying to bite the humans, and Rikki bit the snake. And when you bite someone, you will probably bite their flesh, because flesh is just the meat on a person or an animal. We're not usually talking about the meat that we use to cook, although you could say that, but it's more like the meat on a living animal. If someone cuts your flesh, they cut your skin, your muscle, things like that. Not your bone, of course. The flesh is the meat part of an animal. So the dog, for example, ate the bird's flesh. It ate the bird's meat, in other words.
As the snake tried to throw Rikki-tikki off, the human father arrived in the bathroom and shot the snake with his gun.
Wow, so they worked as a team to take out Nog, the dangerous cobra. Well, that's one down, one cobra taken care of. But remember, Nagaina, Nog's partner. It says the next day, Nagaina was looking for revenge. She wants to get the family for killing Nog, and she would be doing something like this, but she's a snake, and snakes don't have hands, so she can't rub her hands together in an evil way like this. She approached the bungalow and was ready to bite poor Teddy, but the brave mongoose arrived just in time. So there you go. Nagaina was doing the same thing, sneaking into the house, trying to bite and kill one of the humans there. But one more time, Rikki-tikki arrived in a flash, just in time, right before the dangerous snake bit into the person.
As he chased her off, Rikki-tikki realized that Teddy would never be safe unless he killed Nagaina. So he bit down on her tail and held on tightly as she fled into a hole.
All right, so that's Rikki-tikki chasing down that snake. It said he bit onto her tail tightly. When we say something happens in tightly, it just means very strongly holding on with all your power. If you hold someone's hand tightly, you're holding their hand. You don't want them to let go. You don't want to let go. Someone might actually say, hey, it hurts. You're holding my hand too tightly. You're using too much power, or something like that. A lot of us might have been in a train or a bus or something that's moving, and if you're standing up, right, you might want to hold on tightly just in case that bus turns or stops or makes a sudden motion. If you're holding on to something tightly, hopefully you won't let go. You will be with that thing even if things start to get a little crazy. It says here for our example sentence, she held her mom's hand tightly. Maybe the little girl was scared on her first day of school. I don't want to go to school. So she's holding on tightly. She doesn't want to let go. All right, let's take a break and then we'll see what happens in the exciting conclusion to our story.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们在第一天的故事读到 Rikki-tikki-tavi 跟一个人类家庭一起住，那他是勇敢的猎蛇高手。大眼镜蛇 Nog 跟他的太太对这一只会杀死蛇的猫鼬有所顾忌，于是就要制定计划，把人类家庭的每个人杀死。那这样 Rikki-tikki-tavi 就会离开，再也不会回来。好，幸运的是有一只麝鼠，它无意间听到他们的邪恶计划，那就把这件事告诉了 Rikki-tikki-tavi。接着呢，他听到就立刻跑去搜索房子。他在浴室里面发现大眼镜蛇，那这只大眼镜蛇正等着要袭击。接着 Rikki-tikki-tavi 就迅速攻击，把牙齿咬进这只大眼镜蛇的肉里。当蛇试图要把它甩掉的时候，人类爸爸就来到浴室，用枪把蛇射死了。好，来看单字 swift。Swift 是形容词，形容迅速的、敏捷的、速度很快的。Flesh 这个名词呢，它可以指人或动物的肉，不过它也可以用来指果肉。好，那故事接着就提到说，隔天啊，大眼镜蛇的太太打算要报仇，在他准备要咬人类孩子 Teddy 的时候 ，Rikki-tikki-tavi 及时赶到。那他意识到说，除非把他杀死，否则 Teddy 永远都不可能安全。于是呢，他就在蛇要逃进洞里的时候，咬住它的尾巴，紧咬着不放。那我们用到 tightly 这个副词，就表示紧紧地、牢牢地。好，那这边两个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是形容词子句的非限定用法。当先行词它是专有名词或者是独一无二的人事物时，我们要用非限定用法的形容词子句来补述说明先行词，也就是呢，关系代名词前面必须加逗号，而且不可以用 that 代替。我们看两个例句 ：They decided to hire Miss Davis, who can speak multiple languages. 他们决定雇佣戴维斯女士，她会说多种语言。那么后面这一句就是对这个人做补充。Max showed us his new car, which he bought last month. Max 给我们看他的新车，那是他上个月买的。那后面这一句一样是做补充，所以要用逗号隔开。好，第二个重点是连接词 unless， 它表示除非，如果不怎么样，意思就相当于 if not。那么引导副词子句主词加动词，这个副词子句的动词记得要用现在式代替未来式。例如 You won't get any dessert unless you finish your veggies. 也可以说 You won't get any dessert if you don't finish your veggies. 除非你把青菜吃完，否则就没有甜点可以吃哦。好，那接着回到课文中。
Some time passed, and the birds and Chuchundra feared the worst. Suddenly, though, the ground above the hole began to shake. The animals watched in shock as a very tired Rikki-tikki pulled himself from the earth. He held his head high and announced,
Nagaina will never come out again.
With that, he lay down to rest, knowing that all his friends, animal and human, were safe.
All right, when we left, Rikki-tikki was hunting down Nagaina. Rikki-tikki had bitten onto Nagaina, the cobra's tail, as Nagaina snuck and disappeared into her hole, into her burrow underground. And apparently, Rikki-tikki followed her down into that hole. Rikki-tikki's holding onto her tail tightly, doesn't want to let go, and I guess is planning to kill Nagaina if he gets the chance, but we still don't know what happens.
Some time passed, and the birds and Chuchundra feared the worst.
Oh, no.
Suddenly, though, the ground above the hole began to shake.
Whoa, something's
Was
happening.
it an earthquake?
I don't know if it was an earthquake or just an epic battle underground. Cobra versus mongoose, mongoose versus cobra. Who will win? The animals watched in shock as a very tired Rikki-tikki pulled himself from the earth. Yay! So only one person or one animal came out of that hole alive. He held his head high and announced, Nagaina will never come out again. Wow, he did it. He beat that cobra, took care of the danger. Everyone in the bungalow and the animals in the trees and in the neighborhood can be safe. And of course, Rikki-tikki was very proud and very tired, I guess, when he announced that he had been successful and he had killed the evil Nagaina.
Yes, and the verb to announce means to say something to everyone in a formal way. Look, everybody, here's what I want to say. And if it's in a noun form, it's announcement. So sometimes when you're on the MRT or a train, you can hear the voice on the intercom having an announcement for you. If it's a person, they could just gather everyone around and tell everybody something very important that they would like to announce or say to everyone. Jill announced, "I'm tired," and went to bed. Okay, so what's going to happen in the end? With that, he, Rikki-tikki, lay down to rest, knowing that all his friends, animal and human, were safe. He saved the day.
I think that's a pretty heroic mongoose, I have
and
to
a
say.
great day.
Right,
Very
definitely.
adventurous.
Three snakes.
That's a lot.
That's pretty good, yeah.
I have a question for you
Okay.
in our What Do You Think question. Why do you think Rikki-tikki wanted to protect the human family?
Ooh, good question. Well, Rikki-tikki felt that he had to protect the human family because, of course, he cared about them. He cared about the family, so he wanted to protect them. Maybe also, who knows, maybe Rikki-tikki had some of his own mongoose babies killed by a snake in the past. And, he remembers that. He knows how dangerous they are, but he's a good guy for a mongoose.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing to do.
He has such a good relationship with humans, too.
Possibly that's true. That's true as well. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, guys. That's all the time we have. We'll see you back here sometime soon. Bye-bye.
我们刚刚读到 Rikki-tikki-tavi 咬住蛇的尾巴，紧咬着不放。那过了一段时间，鸟儿和麝鼠就开始担心了起来。不过突然间，洞口上方的地面开始摇晃，那动物们就惊讶地看着非常疲惫的 Rikki-tikki-tavi 从土里冒出来。他抬起头向大家宣布，那条蛇再也不会出来了。接着呢，他就躺下来休息。他知道啊，他所有的朋友，不管是动物还是人类，全部都安全了。我们最后来看单字 announce 这个动词，它就有宣布或是宣告的意思。好，那么以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Luckily, Chuchundra, a muskrat, overheard their evil plan and told Rikki-tikki, who raced to search the house. There he found Nag in the bathroom. The snake was waiting to strike. But with a swift attack, Rikki-tikki sank his teeth into Nag's flesh. As the snake tried to throw Rikki-tikki off, the human father arrived in the bathroom and shot the snake with his gun. The next day, Nagaina was looking for revenge. She approached the bungalow and was ready to bite poor Teddy, but the brave mongoose arrived just in time. As he chased her off, Rikki-tikki realized that Teddy would never be safe unless he killed Nagaina. So he bit down on her tail and held on tightly as she fled into a hole. Some time passed, and the birds and Chuchundra feared the worst. Suddenly, though, the ground above the hole began to shake. The animals watched in shock as a very tired Rikki-tikki pulled himself from the earth. He held his head high and announced,
Nagaina will never come out again.
With that, he lay down to rest, knowing that all his friends, animal and human, were safe.
Oh, guess what? I just bought the lottery ticket. Maybe I'll win the jackpot and become a millionaire.
Fat chance. The odds of winning the lottery are like 1 in a million.
Huh? Fat chance? But doesn't that mean a bigger possibility?
No, it means just the opposite. It means like a much smaller possibility.
Aww. Oh well, but there's still a chance, right?
Oh, that's true. There still is a chance. I'll give you a high five for good luck.
All right. Hi everyone. Today's phrase is fat chance.
Yes, and it's actually an ironic expression. Even though fat often means large. Fat chance means there is a very slim chance.
Right. It's used when you think something is very unlikely to happen.
For example, if someone says, I'm going to win the lottery, you can respond, fat chance.
Or if someone says, do you think he'll lend me his car? You can say, fat chance. He never lends his car to anyone.
Okay, here are some other examples. Fat chance he'll ever get promoted with that attitude. Or there's a fat chance of her beating me in the race. I've been training for months.
So remember, folks, don't be fooled by the words fat and chance together. They don't mean a big possibility, but a very slim one.
All right, that's all for today.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.